All right, welcome. This is Jeff. You are here with the HODL review right here exclusively on the chain. On today's video, we are going to talk about, I don't know, you guessed it, Cardano ADA. Why should I even care about it? Should I buy it? I don't know. But guess what? We are getting ready to start right now.
And now, the HODL review with Jeff on the chain.
All right, here we are. We are back. So before we get started, I want to remind you, give some feedback. We love the feedback, negative, positive. Obviously, we like positive feedback. Give some thumbs up, some thumbs down. Those comments definitely help out. If there's any type of content that you guys want to hear specifically, fill it in. Let us know. And for all of you guys that are brand new over here, make sure you hit the subscribe button over there, hit the bell notifier, and you'll get notified every time we put out a video just like this one. So why should I care about ADA, Cardano? I don't know, but we are going to dig into it, and we're going to see if you or I care about it, if we want to invest in it, what it's all about. To me, it's always about utility. I always go back and look at the project. I look at what's behind the project. And that's what we're going to do today. So, number one, as we get into this, we look at ADA, we look at Cardano. Is this something that we're going to care about because it's currently at 7 cents? Is it something we want to care about because it actually doubled since January 1 of 2020? Because as of right now, Cardano is over 7 cents. It's more than doubled since 1/1 of 2020 when it was at 3 cents. It launched back in 2017, October 2017, at around 2 cents. January 5th of 2018, it hit an all-time high of $1.09, only to fall back on January 7th. So 2 days later, it retreated back to 94 cents, and it's been on a downward slide with the rest of the crypto market ever since then. It actually reached its 2017 entry point recently on March 16th of 2020. So again, that was just over the 2 cent mark. Now it's around the 7 cent mark. Does any of this make sense? I don't normally get into and always dig into the pricing and all of that. We want to look at the project. We want to know what ADA is truly about. So is ADA Cardano something that we should care about? Because maybe the YouTubers out there that have done zero research about anything, they don't want to talk about anything relevant other than moon hype. Is Cardano going to hit $10? Is it going to hit $100? Is it XRP that's going to hit $589, or Bitcoin that's going to go to 100,000 next month? Or maybe it's because it is potentially one of the few digital assets right now that actually seem to be connected directly to a company and a project that's all about the project and real world utility. That could be a big part of it. That's what I like about it so far as I started digging into it. Now, could Cardano actually be a solution to a problem versus the many other crypto projects? And there are many crypto projects out there that are actually solutions in search of a problem. I don't know yet, but we're going to dig in, and we are going to explore all of this together. Now, before we even get into Cardano, let me just give a little bit of a shout out to this coffee, Valhalla Coffee. Really good by Death Wish. Check out the Death Wish coffee. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it in the store as well. They're not our sponsor. I like the coffee. This new Valhalla one is really good. It comes in a nice dark roast. Anyhow, so before we talk about Cardano, we need to understand who's actually behind Cardano. Now, as we look at it, who's actually behind Cardano, who do we see? We see the CEO and co-founder is Charles Hoskinson. Who is Charles Hoskinson? Well, he has a little bit of a professional experience that includes founding 3 cryptocurrency-related startups. One is Invictus Innovations. We're not going to get into that. The other is Ethereum. And then the final one is IOHK. And actually, IOHK is where we're going to focus because that's where we run into Cardano and ADA. And incidentally, what we're going to find out is that we also run into Ethereum Classic, which was a branch off of Ethereum. So IOHK, what is IOHK? When was it founded? IOHK is a tech company that they founded back in 2015, and there were two founders, Jeremy Wood, we're not going to get into their background significantly, and this Charles Hoskinson. But what's more important is really the focus in on the company and their objective. Now, their company objective is really as a tech company using peer-to-peer technology. And actually, I just read an article, we're not going to dig into the article too much, but that they are launching their own microchip that is going to enable and facilitate the technology that they're building on to help the peer-to-peer payment technology. But this is the foundation of the fabric of their company, of this IOHK, is to use peer-to-peer technology to bring financial services to the many unbanked around the world. So there's about 3 billion of those around the world that don't have easy or direct access to financial services. Now, they've actually been, IOHK I'm talking about, has been building cryptocurrencies and blockchains for academic institutions, governments, and corporations. So IOHK is a real entity. It's a real company that incidentally is also building out these projects. So not unlike what we see with the Stellar organization that has involvement in company build-outs, or one that we all know very well, which is Ripple, with the RippleNet solution taking on Swift. So there's a lot of movement right now in this peer-to-peer or P2P or B2C payment space, and we see a lot of people trying to get a foothold in the space. So this is just one other company. Now, as a company, this is interesting, they believe that the legacy financial system is inherently unstable. So they came up with this term called cascading disruption, which they actually believe will allow them to move towards a fair and transparent system. Everybody wants fair and transparent in the mechanism where you can take out a lot of the fat and the slow aspect of the legacy financial structure, which, as we know, causes some issues, which is where Ripple has their big play right now within the financial institutions and some of the new things that they're getting into. But that's not what today's video is about. So if Cardano through their IOHK gets full mainstream adoption, because really at the end of the day it's about mainstream adoption and then mainstream full utility of the product, then it becomes interesting. So there are a lot of interesting terms and ideals that are kind of baked inside of this project that they have, this Cardano project through IOHK. But again, what is it going to come down to? It comes down to actual implementation and actual acceptance. Let's underline the acceptance aspect, because if it's not accepted on a global scale, then your project is just another ambiguous payment project. So we have to look at it from various angles. What is their success rate to date in actually rolling out this network on a global scale, and how are they doing it? And again, what is their marketing objective through this? Here's what we have. So you have a company that has an objective that is relatively clear. Their roadmap might be a little bit ambiguous as to how they're going to get there, how are they going to accomplish it. But I want to really focus in on the fact that it's a group that is pushing for real world utility as their company objective. And so that, to me, you narrow in, you focus in on that. That's important. Again, they have two big projects. One is Cardano. The other is Ethereum Classic, which branched off from Ethereum. Whatever you want, you can say, whatever you feel about that branch, whether or not it's going to be successful or not. But what we need to look at also is, here you have a company with digital asset, and I don't know this as a we'd have to dig into this a little bit more, but is their company's success, or is the digital asset success at this point also hinging on the success of the company, or is the company hinging on the success of their cryptocurrency, which also makes you wonder and think about the possibility of a breach in the SEC's Howey test, or a breach in the SEC when it comes to securities, and then you want to apply the Howey test to it to see if they are in some sort of infringement in that scenario. So that's something for others to think about and discuss, and we could have a whole, another topic on that. That's not really the purpose of today's video, but something to think about. Now, let's look at their website, because where's the best place to try to understand Cardano? But let's go right to their website and let's read. I want to go over really the first paragraph from their website. What is Cardano? So, quoted from their website, Cardano is a blockchain platform with more advanced features than any protocol yet developed, and the first to evolve out of a scientific philosophy. I don't really know what that means, but they're throwing around some big terminology. It sounds pretty cool, but I would have to disagree that it's not the first to evolve out of a scientific philosophy, because I believe if you look at all of them, there was some science and some technology behind it. Namely, if you want to look at like Bitcoin, but maybe they're thinking more science than tech. I don't know, but it sounds pretty cool. So our large team of expert engineers and researchers have drawn from around the world, started by deconstructing the concept of a cryptocurrency. So they didn't just say, here's what cryptocurrency is all about, here's blockchain, let's deconstruct the crypto and then try to rebuild it. So they incorporated groundbreaking proof-of-stake algorithm called Ouroboros. The IOHK team employed a first principles approach driven by peer-reviewed academic research to build Cardano from the ground up. Okay, that's awesome. You're building it from the ground up. So you could say the same thing for Bitcoin. You could say the same thing for XRP. You could theoretically say the same thing for Stellar. You could say the same thing for countless other digital assets out there that weren't built on as an ERC20 token. That was built off of Ethereum. So let's say from the ground up. So that's interesting. But are they just throwing a lot of verbiage around to make it sound cooler than what it is? I don't know. I'm not the tech guy right now to start digging into that. That could be another video where we dig into the technology of it. Maybe some of you guys listening want to post some comments and say Cardano is the best scientifically backed project with scientific philosophy that applies whatever, and it's just so significant that its algorithm and the way they deconstructed the cryptocurrencies and their nature to establish this preeminence in the crypto space, which is so groundbreaking. I don't know. I mean, you can make things sound really cool, but at the end of the day, it is a crypto project. Seems to have some really interesting concepts from a company perspective, but again, the tech concept. So let's look at this. Let's dig in a little bit further into it, because there are some interesting things that come out of it. The uniquely collaborative effort steadily constructed the most precisely engineered cryptocurrency yet. I don't know what that means. I honestly, I don't. It was steadily constructed. So I don't know. It's a lot of fancy words. I feel like I'm reading a novel here. But it was the most precisely engineered cryptocurrency yet. Again, I don't know what that means, because Bitcoin seemed to be as the first out. I'm just going to talk about a few. There's thousands we can get into. Ethereum seems to be, was fairly precisely engineered for smart contracts. The XRP token, relatively precisely engineered. So I don't know. But here they bring together principles as distributed systems, mechanism design, and cryptography. The result is the first cryptocurrency to be based in Haskell code, an industrial strength product that delivers the resilience necessary for mission critical systems, in this case, securing investment. So yes, you want a product that is resilient in nature. You want it to be industrial strength cryptography, government level cryptography, financial investment level cryptography, so you can secure your investment. Agree. But this fancy words and the verbiage, it just, to me, it's a little bit much. But anyhow, it sounds pretty cool. So let's go on here. Cardano's multi-layer protocol performs advanced functions and has at its foundation a settlement layer that is, what does this say? Elegantly linked to a control. Elegantly. That's not just linked, but it's elegant. The code is so elegant. The way it does it just finesses. The code finesses the linking of the settlement layer with the control layer. It doesn't just happen, but it's so elegant in nature. The settlement layer will have a unit of account, which the control layer will run smart contracts. I like that. I like the smart contract nature of it, taking from their concept of the Ethereum. The control layer will be programmed to recognize identity. Interesting. Assisting compliance and allowing blacklisting, for instance. So I like this where it's going, because here, as a whole, the protocol's design is geared towards protecting privacy rights of you. Yes, we want to protect the privacy rights. That, especially in finance, protect the privacy rights of users. Similar in the legacy market, you still have to have KYC. You still need to have AML, but we need to protect the privacy rights of the users. And this is the protocol was designed and geared towards. So put that in the beginning. Forget all the fancy stuff here, but I guess this is where the novel, fiction writing kind of comes in, where it gets exciting. But so we have the privacy right of the users, while also taking into account the need of regulators. So this is important. In doing so, Cardano is the first protocol to balance the requirements in a nuanced, effective way. Balance the privacy rights and the needs of the regulators. So now they've done it in a nuanced way to balance it out, pioneering a new approach for cryptocurrencies. It's definitely an approach, but we want to protect the interests of the users. That's definitely key. Let's go on. In addition, while the platform has been solidly composed, we also recognize the need for it to evolve and adapt to changing needs. You want it to grow. You want it to build. Things change. The needs change. What they thought 2 years ago are potentially different as competitors come into the space. So consequently, we have designed a system that can be upgraded. So yes, you want it to evolve. You want it to be able to upgrade, and they did that through a way of soft forks. Interesting. And they're also installing a treasury system that will ensure the sustainability. So you also want sustainability. So yeah, I like some of this stuff here. Then you have completely open source and patent free. Cardano was built in a spirit of collaboration and engineered for efficiency and scalability. The Cardano ecosystem is developing out into the most complete and most useful cryptocurrency ever constructed. Yes, no, I don't know, but that's interesting. The most useful crypto ever constructed. It's got some really, really, key bullet points in it. So here's my takeaway. I don't know. Again, is it groundbreaking? I don't know. Is it interesting? Are they doing some unique things? Yes. Are they looking to protect privacy? Yes. But let's look at some of the standout points. Again, I don't know. Groundbreaking. Is it revolutionary? All these things, these nuanced terms that they use. I don't know. But here's 4 keys that I take out of it: protecting the privacy, upgradability, open source and patent free, engineered for efficiency and scalability. Those are the 4 points. Let's take those 4 points out of it. I like that. I like protecting privacy. I like upgradability. I like the open source and patent free, that it can keep developing. Takes it out of the hands of an entity to potentially manipulate it. However, in an open source environment, does that keep boosting the productivity, and does it allow it to be the scalability? Does it allow the full efficiency by keeping it open source? I don't know. Time will tell if that's the case. Now, as we wrap this up, is Cardano going to the moon? I have no idea. Do others believe it will? They do. And there are a good number of people who believe in the project, that believe in the privacy nature of Cardano ADA, that believe it's going to go to a moon. They believe it can go back to the all-time highs of $1 plus. Some out there I saw talking about $10, $100. I don't know. Right now it's 7 cents. I know it's up, more than double since January. That I know because it's a fact. So does this mean that it's going to moon? Absolutely not. I don't know, but here's what I do look at. Like XRP, Cardano will be all about utility. Now, can IOHK get the Cardano project off the ground and incorporate it into their objective of bringing financial services to the estimated 3 billion users around the world that are currently considered to be in that unbanked class. I don't know, time will tell on that as well, but I guess Cardano, like Stellar and others, are joining that mission, and like Stellar, which has been on this path since they first launched XLM back in 2014, that's kind of where they're at. So anyhow, Cardano ADA, this is Jeff. You're here on the Raw How to Review, exclusive content on the chain. Check out the other channel for live content, live streams on the other channel. You can see the link below. Check it out. Don't forget to hit the sub button. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment. And guess what? I'll check you out on the next video. I'm out of here.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.